Hello everyone and welcome to this week's ICE commentary focused on the Russell 2000 and the equity markets. My name's Travis McKenzie. I'm head of online trading at Trade with Precision and I'm covering for Nick McDonald, who is taking a well-earned break this week but will be back next week. So let's get straight into it. Let's firstly look at the monthly charts and work our way down to establish some potential direction and some ideas, some levels to trade off for the coming week. Now, Nick has spoken about the monthly still in an uptrend and nothing has really changed with that. I'm very big on making sure you're completely aware of where your highs and lows are. So we've got a low there, high there and a higher high. This low is higher than that high there, so we're definitely in an uptrend. Until this low is broken, nothing has changed in my opinion. We're still in an uptrend on the longer term. So that's how I start my analysis, starting from the monthly, work out where I am in an uptrend or a downtrend, where I am in regards to that trend, and then move down the time frames. Then coming for the weekly, now the weekly clearly has rolled over, hasn't it? If we're marking some highs through there, which I won't do, I'll just show you high, lower high there, a low with a lower low, so that we've rolled over to a downtrend on the weekly. So we're getting a little bit of a conflicting picture there between those two trends, but that's alright, that's what happens sometimes. So then we come down to the daily and see what's happening here. Now with the daily, again, marking in our highs and lows, clearly got a low there, little high, higher low, and a higher high. Now price hasn't turned around yet for me to be able to stick a new higher low in, but we've just got to see and wait to see what happens there. But you can see there, technically based on what you can see, we are in an uptrend on that daily. Now the last 2 days of last week sold off quite aggressively, but if we just stick a fib on here from this low down here up to this high, it's just a 61% pullback. That is a good region between this 50 and the 61 is a very good region, good healthy pullback where we can start looking for opportunities to hopefully get long. Now I'm not going to jump in front of a falling knife. I want to go down to those lower time frames and let them show me that it's turning around to head back long for me to be taking longer, a long position, but based on a shorter time frame. So what I'm seeing there on the daily, definitely an uptrend. Now just a couple of key points I wanted to talk about and point out here was last week Nick was talking about the 700 level. So if I delete this, and we could see this bar tested that level, sold off, and he was talking about in the lower time frames he could have had some opportunities there. Now what could have we done last week on this was once it broke above this 700 level, what you should then be doing is looking to see where is the next potential resistance level. So if I come down to my medium time frame, I'll just delete this actually, delete that. So these are the levels we knew about. We knew about the 700 level, and there was a level through here at 670 where you can see we had support and resistance through here. But as it broke up through 700, what I'm doing in my trading is I'm looking ahead, so zooming out, looking ahead to see where the next potential levels are. So you can see through here, this is what I'm looking at. Resistance. So as it broke through 700, I would be trying to identify where I think that next area could be, where it could potentially turn around. Now as price came up to this area, if I was in longs, I would be looking to close those positions out potentially because I think it's going to come up against resistance, or if I was looking to fade and move off this resistance level, well then again I'd be drilling down to the lower time frame. So we could say we'd come down to a 60 time frame here. So this level was about 730. I've drawn a line in here about 730. As prices come up to this level, we're getting divergence of the indicators, the trend is starting to flatten out, lots of opportunities, head and shoulders forming pattern, opportunities to get short and to trade that short based on those lower time frames. So you might want to drill down even lower, to say to a 15 minute, and try and trade that short. So that's all well and good, Travis, that's all in hindsight. What about this week though? What are we going to do this week? So looking at this, going back to this these higher time frames, monthly clearly still up. Weekly is giving us a downtrend, but daily is still up as well. Now daily has pulled back to the 61% level, so I think it's at a key point right now. If it can find support around here, turn around and head back up, I think there's going to be some great opportunities on the shorter time frames to trade this back up to the 700, and then if it breaks through 700, trade it back up to the next resistance point, to this old this point here. So if it can find support around here and come back up, we could have opportunities once it breaks through 700 or to fade it off 700 again, such as we did back here. If it manages to break through 700, well then more opportunities to trade that up to 730. Then again, potential fading opportunities off 730 or as it breaks up through 730. So that's on the bullish side, going long. And right now, I've got nothing to tell me to argue against that fact that it is still bullish and we're still technically in an uptrend and looking for those opportunities. However, if we get price breaks through this level and comes down and breaks this old low here, so that's really there, that low there, which is around the 662 level, which if we come and have a look at the lower time frames, the mid time frames, so 660 sort of lines up pretty close to the 670, where you can see there's been support and resistance and support here. So that region is going to be very key between sort of 670 and 660. If price can break down through that, well then, based on this daily chart, we're no longer in an uptrend, aren't we? We're breaking through this low, which there is support around that level, and we've changed from an uptrend to a downtrend. So for me, this week, very key level on the downside is this low here, or that sort of the region or the zone between 670 and 660 is going to be very, very key. If it can break down through that, I'll then start getting more bearish on the Russell 2000. If it can hold there and push back up, or if it can hold at the current levels where it is now, I'm very bullish on it, and I'll be looking to trade opportunities up to 700. Then potentially, if opportunities arise, fades off 700, if it can break through 700, the next level is around 730 again, maybe fading opportunities or breaks of that level. So that's my outlook for the coming week. It's really, as I said, right now it's on a bit of a tipping point. I'm going to be watching it closely over the start of the week to see which way it goes, and I think that will really dictate the way I trade that going forward for the rest of the week. Now, it is a public holiday in the US on Monday. It's Labor Day. However, the Russell will be open, so it's going to be open at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, but then it's going to close at 11:30 Eastern Time on Monday. So that's 6 p.m. Sunday evening Eastern Time, and then close again 11:30 Eastern Time on Monday. So this is a short period of trading there, what you'd consider sort of the European trading session, but do be aware that volumes probably will be quite light during that, so bear that in mind with any trading that you're doing. For those in the US, I hope you have a great Labor Day holiday and a great week's trading going forward. Okay, bye for now.